Hi again. My name is Nobztech, and I am the founder and CEO of Girl Boss Africa, where we manufacture hair care products. So, yeah, to look at a bit more creative. So this is a continuation from yesterday's workshop where we are using chats, AI platforms like Chat and DeepSeek to help us generate content ideas or just prompts for what we want to use it for. And then today we are taking whatever we perhaps generated or created with chat, and now we're manifesting that into something more physical and that everyone can see. So I hope that you know that you're not just learning design today, you're learning how to make technology. But and this is Canva and Capcut help us create something more consumable for people who might not understand the techie aspect of things. Sorry, there's a plane passing. So going in. Today, the outcomes of our session will be mainly about design professional ICT visuals. So what you know from ICT, what you've created together with chat, and you feel very confident about that, and then translating that into something more visual that the rest of the world can consume and understand. And we're going to build digital projects and portfolios. It will be a little bit of a touch and go because, I mean, these platforms are quite vast and they offer so much. And so today is mainly like a reintroduction for those who may already use the platforms, and then an introduction, like a basic introduction for those who haven't. So I do encourage you guys to explore further outside of the workshop. Just play around and figure it out. There's ways to learn how this works, and the best way is to play around. I know we can watch all the YouTube videos, we can get all the basic information from chat and DeepSeek, but the best way to learn is to practice. And then, of course, we're gonna touch on a bit of Capcut, where we're gonna learn how to turn our ideas into videos or some more visuals as well. So I hope that today is a session that a lot of you guys will enjoy and find valuable. Okay. Why visual creation matters in ICT. I kind of touched on it a little bit in my intro where I speak about the fact that you guys are in ICT, which is information communication technology, right? It's very technical to the rest of the world, and there are very few who are experts who understand what you guys are talking about when you're talking about a back end and plugins and all of that and this code. I don't really understand what you mean by that, but there are platforms that have also been created to help the rest of us who aren't experts to understand what you're saying. So there are very different, many ways to use platforms like this, and they come so well crafted and created for you to play around in different ways of communicating whatever you're trying to communicate from your tech background. So it helps us to explain complex ideas clearly. It presents your project beautifully in a way that, in a manner that also like shows your personality outside of the whole technological background. It helps you build your personal brand online as well, and it helps you communicate with both tech and non-tech audiences like myself. So all in all, just to note that good visuals make good ideas understandable. So we're gonna start off with Canva. Canva is my favorite. I've used a lot of their different created like logos. I've created designs for particular products that I may have introduced as a product line for my brand. So Canva helps you create websites and app banners and much more for your websites or app. So a lot of designers use Canva, especially if they're trying to have a particular layout for their webs, pages, etc. It also helps you with presentation slides. Like if you're trying to create a video, then you can use Capcut, for example. So they have smart tools like templates, elements, for example, like I mentioned, animations, brand kits, saved as tech startup landing page banners you can create on Canva. You don't always have to code. It's that you guys already like create your accounts and stuff so that once I start doing this, we can get into it together. And here, it's already on templates, so it's going to go straight to templates, but you can go and create something completely new with Canva AI, or you can already play around with your designs and maybe create something new from that. But it's always nice to come onto Canva and try something you haven't tried before. So what am I creating? I am creating a technology banner. Okay, technology banner. it's as simple as just, typing what you want. Canva already taps into its memory and looks at different things or banners that already have template designs, right? So if you look at category, it's going to have chosen banner for you because that's what I put there as a prompt. But I can change it around by choosing all categories, playing around with them. And then we're going to go to style. Yeah, this is a new feature that they've added to make it easier, because having like too much choice is also a problem, because then you don't know what to look at, how to play around. So as you can see, for example, one of my style options is purple because girl boss is purple. But let's say we're going to go around, and there's a lot, guys, there's a whole lot of them. So just to make this simple, I'm going to go to modern, for example. And then I'm gonna look and see what resonates with me. I can scroll a little bit, but don't do too much, because again, you can have that freeze or that like too much option as a choice. So let's say I go with this metaverse one, for example, and then it's gonna open. But like, once that opens, then I have access to others, a whole lot more. But keep in mind that you're creating a banner, and sometimes this page can show different sizes, but you can always change the sizes to open. And I guess you can start like thinking about what you want to put. But according to what I'm getting us to create here, we're going to choose a template. We're going to add your name, title, and tagline. Okay, so let's see. So let's say I'm going to, you can play around, guys. You can play around with fonts, for example. There's like hundreds of fonts to choose from. Let's choose something like this, for example. Maybe that would be cool. And then we can say AI school, and then let's say I want to change this font to something like this. And then I'll be like, I said add our tagline. So I'm going to say my world, my rules. Oops. Right. That's our tagline at GoBots. Then you can play around trying to figure out what design works best for you. Maybe you want to change the logo. And then I also have my logo. Here is everything that I've ever uploaded onto my Canva, for example, and it just picks up. So unfortunately, the background is black, so I wouldn't necessarily add this logo, but like, you can see the logo if I wanted to add it. And anything else, there are many other things, including other tools. For example, Magic Media is if you want to create something AI related, something new, and then it creates either a video or image or graphics for you. Like I said, Canva can be used to generate videos as well, AI videos if you want. But again, if you really are specifically focused on videos, it's best to use Capcut, because you can also use AI generations on Capcut as well, on a premium, of course. And then, yes, you can add audios, you can create videos, you can change your background. For example, let's say I want to change my background to green now, but all in all, like there are different sizes for the post that you want to create, and it's already well designed in the sense that it already has the sizes for, let's say, your Instagram. You can use Canva to help you fit the picture into the specs that are required for a post or for a reel or for your Facebook story or whatever it may be. Even your LinkedIn banner, you can find it all here, down here. So yeah, that is pretty much how to play around with Canva. Yeah, you can customize, design it. Sometimes you might just be happy with the way that it looks. Keep it that way. But again, add your creativity. Don't become too dependent on what is out there and what is designed. People, CapCut has also been a tool that I've used for some time now. I use Canva and CapCut because they're so user friendly, right? But again, you guys are tech students, so you are probably far more above than user friendly software. But for me, that is what works right now. And CapCut is a very well known one that like you find that it's already in partnership or in association or collaboration with platforms like TikTok, for example. So you'll find that like when you're trying to upload a video on TikTok, it already has Canva templates CapCut templates. It's the same name, it's so similar. CapCut templates that can help you creates a video that is more consumable, that's trendy, all of those cool things. So then take that banner which you've saved and move it over to Capcut, and then add maybe you added a globe because technology logo stuff tend to have like some sort of web on it, and then you can make the web or the globe spin, for example. So it helps turn your Canva visuals into animated explainers. It also helps you add text, transitions, and sound. Like I said, if you're wanting to create something that's more visual in terms of video, again, they also have so many different templates of things that can help bring your visual idea to life as well. It can help you create app demos or tutorials. I think that's something that a lot of websites tend to incorporate now, like using Capcut, for example, to help you create the demos for your website, so people have, again, a visual understanding of a product before it is consumed or bought. And then it helps you export in different sizes for web, LinkedIn, and you can download your design on Canva. And then you can either choose to save it as an MP4 or a PNG, and then you upload it into CapCut, and you add the motion, the text, the sound, once you've explored or you've figured out a template that you want to use. And then you export, you edit as much as you can so that it fits your idea in mind. And then you export and share your short video demo away with like some really, really cool tips. So look at it. It looks very similar to Canva, doesn't it? I don't have a subscription to CapCut because, I just tend to edit videos and stuff on it. And I don't really go too deep into it, but I have created an AI video, for example, using CapCut, and I created it for free on CapCut. So let's say we're gonna, I did kind of give a bit of instructions in terms of what you could create. Let's say designer. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you like maybe some cool things that you can design over here. Let's go with new video. Now I have to change my screens because it tends to also do the same thing as CapCut, as Canva, to just move into a different page, right? But again, you can see all the different templates that they already have. So it doesn't even need you to type, for example. It kind of like says, do you want to do a video or image? So you choose what you want to do. Let's say image, actually, because video might take a lot. And then there are, templates, for example, and let's say we want to play around for now, and let's say we want to go for an AI design. I can choose to upload an image. Let's see. AI design, use the image attached, but change background. Let's see if it will actually in my freemium version, but change background to be purple flowers. Maybe it would have been so cool on that other video because we could make that come to life. But let's see. And then obviously it needs some time to think. But while it's doing that, I hope that you guys are also like creating or using that banner idea that I had we already played around with on Canva to help you get into getting used to how to play with the two. They are very similar, but also again they have different focuses. Oh, this is so nice! Oh my goodness! So I wish I had played around with the video because you see, Canva, for example, can create a different background. But if I'm using CapCut's AI tools, it makes it seem as if I actually took this image in flowers and it's not just changing the background. Imagine if I had asked for it to create a video, for example, you'd see the video is moving or the image moving, or maybe the camera is zooming into the product. Whatever instructions you give it, which we did yesterday on prompt engineering, would help dictate how the video is going to be created. But I encourage you to play around with the AI tools that they have, because that's what everyone is doing, and we're using AI platforms, so might as well just be as experty with them as much as possible. But honestly, this is really nice. Oh my god, we can go back together. So in the real world, how do we use Canva and Capcut? Again, a lot of IT people do play around. I know it's nice to see your own design come to life from your head and you can code it, but again, time, and maybe you are overthinking things and you're overcomplicating things. If you feel like it's so hard to consume or to digest, maybe just head over to Capcut, head over to Canva, and just use a template that you are going to manipulate into your own design. So IT professionals use Canva and Capcut to build branded portfolios and CVs. Sometimes it's really competitive out there. You have to stand out, and maybe you can use some platforms to help your CV stand out, and also then use your prompt engineering to find out what are the trends of a CV right now, and then use Canva and CapCut to design it in a way that stands out and lets the person who's in HR, who's holding your CV or is viewing your CV, know that you are someone that fits the job criteria, right? People create UI mockups for apps or websites, like I've explained earlier on. Sometimes you don't have to create a product to, let's say you want to be an entrepreneur or a designer or whatever, and you want to get a post, like a vacancy at a agency or some job. You can already start creating a design before you get into a post. I don't know how to explain it in simple terms, but you can already show people the idea you want to bring to the table before you actually start creating the entire thing. And then maybe you find out that the market doesn't actually want it, or there's no use for it. You can't validate the idea or the product. So you use these platforms to create mocks, save you money, save you time as well. You can use it to design reports or dashboards, which you guys use when you're creating websites and other platforms as well. Very important. And you can use CapCut, for example, to help create tutorials for people who are new to your products or your design. And then, of course, data is extremely important in the tech world. So present data visually and pictures in such a way that people understand it. If not, then it's gonna play for itself, in a way that's gonna help us understand it. So to turn tools into skills. This could also be something that people add into their CVs. Like, hey, I'm an expert in Canva. I'm an expert in CapCut. I know a lot of people will look at that like, but it is a tool. And a lot of companies also look to see if design tools like that are currently in use, because that's what we also want to use. So do you know how to use CapCut? Do you know how to use Canva? Because you can use these platforms to help me understand what this code is going to translate to, or whoever prospective job that you're looking at, for example, to help them understand. So that is our session for today, guys. And lastly, creativity is not separate from technology. It's